untreated heartburn or acid reflux can lead to cancer, which is pretty crazy. If you want a way to force your body to permanently stop acid reflux and heartburn in 48 hours, click the link in the description below. For now, let's get to today's question.
The question: why does acid reflux cause diarrhea? Answer by Rajinder Bala. Acid reflux is caused due to excess fluids taken on empty stomach. Body tries to get rid of excess water by diarrhea, but doctors force you to drink excess amounts of water and make you very sick. Recently a very funny incident happened. One of my friend's 60-year-old wife was in ICU for more than 45 days. He was having diarrhea. I asked my friend that she should not drink water except with meals. He said that she could not hear anything. If she eats anything she has to go to washroom. That showed widespread weakness. I asked him to give her sugar. He said that she is diabetic. I asked him whether she is taking medicines for diabetes. He said yes. I asked him to stop all diabetes medicines and to give her half spoon or sugar every hour. In 6 hours she was alright and she began eating. But in this process this poor man lost 5 lakhs by way of hospital bills. Be careful. You should read this till end and send your comments. Diabetes symptoms are increased thirst, frequent urination. Thirst is caused when the blood volume is reduced. So the first target for management of diabetes should be to increase blood volume. Once thirst is managed, frequent urination will automatically stop. Urination will reduce because in the absence of thirst a person may drink much less water. Drinking water with meals can improve health in following ways. This question had troubled me for more than 15 years. I changed various formats of drinking water. I drank water on empty stomach for a good 10 years or more. I used to avoid drinking water with meals. Results: whitish layer on tongue. Increased sensation of thirst with passage of time. Thick saliva. The taste of food was impaired. I did not like the taste of most of the food that once I used to like. So 2 months back I decided to drink 200 to 300 milliliters water with each meal. Results shocked me. I stopped feeling thirsty. Saliva volume increased tenfold. Food started tasting better. There seemed to be significant improvement in the sharpness of brain. Not drinking water for 36 hours was very easy. The first argument against drinking water with meals is that it will dilute the stomach acids. I do not think that is right. Stomach acids are produced after we eat food. Based on the volume of food and type of food that we eat, stomach acids are produced. If we take 50% of our normal meal, there will be 50% acids that will be there in stomach. Same way, if we eat non-veg, the amount of acids that stomach will have will be far as compared to when we eat veg food. Same way, water taken along with meal will become part of the food and stomach acids will be adjusted accordingly. Let us first understand about what is there in our body. 65 to 75% of body weight is fluid, 15% of body weight is bones, 5% could be waste sitting in large and small intestines waiting to be excreted. Rest is fats, muscles and other molecules. So going by weight, volume, fluid should be most important. Otherwise also bones, fat and muscles are fed the nutrients supplied by fluids. They all, bones, muscles etc., are stationary. It is the fluid which moves from one place to another. So we need to control and understand the working of fluids. This fluid is there in 3 major compartments. Of the total fluid, 10% is blood. Rest of 90% fluid is there in cells and in space between cells. Blood, 10% of total fluid, feeds the nutrients to rest of 90% fluids. Think what will happen if the 90% of the fluids fall short of minerals and carbs. Now understand that almost 70% of the minerals and carbs are manufactured in the body itself with the help of other minerals, hormones and enzymes. Think again, if there is shortage of blood glucose in 90% of the fluids, the body, liver, will raise glucose in the blood by assigning top priority to convert everything into glucose. Glucose is the single most important nutrient needed in our body. No diabetic dies due to excessive blood glucose. They die when body fails to meet the requirement of glucose. When there is shortage of energy, heart and other vital organs do not get enough energy to operate optimally. Heart attack and cholesterol is never caused by anything but by excessive fluids caused due to insufficient energy supplied to the heart to push the fluids with required force. Heart stops working due to lack of energy and not due to clotting. Clotting takes place when heart stops working. The explanation of drinking water with meals is as under. When we eat food, our stomach produces acids and other enzymes to convert the food and other liquids into a paste. This paste is passed on to small intestines. Small intestine is connected to blood veins. The minerals, carbohydrates, fats, proteins, water, Enzymes and other nutrients are absorbed in small intestines and moved to liver for further processing. After processing in liver, the mineralized blood is sent to kidney for balancing of the minerals. Any minerals found to be out of correct proportions are filtered out. First benefit of this will be that blood volume will increase as more fluids will be absorbed with minerals because of more water content in the food. Second, there will be better absorption of minerals, proteins, carbs and fats, etc. When we drink water on empty stomach, there will be acid production in stomach. The water will not be absorbed in small intestines. If we drink water after more than 10 minutes after a meal, the water will not form part of the paste. Now take an example. Take some toothpaste in a bottle. Add some water to that. Now shake the bottle for 15 minutes. After shaking for 15 minutes, you can see water and particles of paste separately. This water will not be absorbed in small intestines. Even the absorption of minerals will be low due to formation of crystal of paste. That is what will happen in our stomach. So we should drink water in the middle of a meal. Or rather spread out the water evenly throughout the meal. So drinking water with meals should help cure varicose veins problem and other health conditions associated with poor blood circulation as well as anemia. It should also help improve the skin. It should remove the dark eye spots and improve eyesight. It can improve cataract as well. It can prevent prostate cancer as well. There are 1,000s of possibilities. But I remember very clearly that when I increased my water intake and started drinking on empty stomach, all the health problems were cured in less than 10 days. Same result I saw with lot of other people also. That is an indication that drinking water on empty stomach is meant to remove metabolic toxins. So we do need to drink water on empty stomach as well after every few days. Diabetes cure and weight loss. When we drink water or any other liquid after more than 10 minutes after a meal, the water and other liquids are not absorbed in small intestines, in the absence of stomach acids. Stomach acids are produced only in response to food and not in response to water and other liquids. The liquids and water are passed on the large intestines. In large intestines also the excess water and vitamins are absorbed. However, the large intestine does not absorb any minerals, carbohydrates, fats and proteins. This water is passed on to intracellular fluids. No processing is done by liver and kidneys. This is kind of direct reach to the body fluids which are passed on to cells. Over a period of time, the intracellular fluids around the large intestines become devoid of most of the minerals. These fluids are also stripped off the essential glucose. In the absence of glucose, the metabolic rate falls, which causes increase in blood sugar to compensate for the lack of glucose in intracellular fluids. Absence, or lack, of glucose in interstitial fluids will cause flight of fluids from blood, making a person feel thirst all the time. That gets converted into diabetes in due course of time. Not drinking any fluids except with meals will dehydrate the large intestine and surrounding areas of excess fluids. This will result in increase in metabolic rate. It will also help reduce intracellular water. Average total intracellular fluid makes up about 30 to 50 liters of fluid. That means a loss of 5 liters of intracellular fluid can be brought in about 30 days. That is the fastest and safest weight loss that is possible. But weight loss is not happening? I am expecting it come later. Body goes through a process of adjustment. There are obvious improvements. Weight loss will follow. The increase in blood volume may cause weight gain initially. As the metabolic rate picks up, the weight loss will be there. The excess water reaching in large intestine is the cause for prostate problems. Read my blog for detailed explanation about the role of fluids in our body. My blog in brief. Chronic mineral imbalance in blood leads to low metabolic rate, resulting in aging and age-related diseases like blood sugar, blood pressure and heart disease, etc. To correct mineral imbalance, do hydration-dehydration cycles, and to increase resting metabolic rate, do walking and rest routines as detailed on my blog. Read my blog for more details or watch my YouTube videos at Rajinder Bala. To increase resting metabolic rate, RMR, do the following. Walk for 5 minutes at easy pace within your home in the morning. After walking, rest for 510 minutes in bed. Repeat the above 3 times in the morning, afternoon, evening and at night before sleeping. So that makes for 12 walk and rest routines, or 5 by 12 equals 60 minutes of walk for the entire period. One can do it selectively during weekdays and on working days only in the morning and at night. The idea about walking is that it mobilizes energy, and before the entire mobilized energy is spent, we rest. In such a case, a part of the mobilized energy becomes available for vital organs. Doing walking and rest routines takes care of aging-related diseases as well. Hydration-dehydration cycles. Day 1 to 3, drink 300 milliliters water with every meal. total fluids intake on these days should not exceed 600 milliliters to 900 milliliters. Day 3 to 6, drink 200 milliliters water every 1 hour from 7 a.m. to 6 p.m. Day 7, no fluids. If not possible, or you do not want to try this, drink 200 milliliters every hour as for day 5 and 6. I am not sure of day 7. Whether to observe complete dehydration or drinking water as for day 4 to 6. So please give feedback so that I can reach a conclusion and help others in right direction. Complete dehydration has cured a lot of diseases in past. But that could also be the result of frequent hydration-dehydration cycles wherein I was not drinking any water with the meals. That seems to be indirect result of hydration and dehydration days. Drinking water with meals and abstaining. On some days, drinking without meals help diabetes and BP within 3 to 4 days. Results in 3 to 4 days are shocking for BP and diabetes. But after 30 days or so, the results start getting into problems. So we need to observe both with some kind of gap. Hope I will reach the conclusion within 2 to 3 months. Repeat after 7 days till you are completely free of diabetes. Hopefully in case of pre-diabetics this will work in 15 to 30 days, completely reversing the diabetes. After you get free of diabetes and your blood sugar reading are back to normal, you can start drinking water at any time, but keeping in view the above principles. Sugar contains 50% glucose and 50% fructose. Taking small doses of sugar is very healthy for diabetics. Small half spoon of sugar will be very good idea to get rid of diabetes at an early date. But in case you have any apprehension about taking sugar, you can avoid that. Not drinking water on empty stomach will take care of the reduced glucose levels in the body. The big question that one may be interested to know will be, why should then a person drink water on empty stomach or at any time other than meal? Initial results indicate that water reaching large intestines help removing the metabolic waste. So that is also equally important. Sugar, food, etc. has no bearing on diabetes and blood sugar management. 1 to 2 persons have reported reversal of diabetes in less than 10 days. Also read my blog for detailed explanation of how the above steps ensure perfect health. Feedback will help a lot of people out there. Based on my discussions with core members who called me, I found that 50% or more people who have diabetes and blood pressure drink 3 or more cups of tea regularly, and remaining 50% people drink water on empty stomach or their water intake is more than 2 liters per day. Read my profile for up-to-date information on hydration-dehydration cycles and walk and rest routines. Answer by Rory Malone. IBS is a condition in which abdominal pain, discomfort or cramping causes changes in bowel habits, resulting in constipation or diarrhea. Again, it is unclear why IBS occurs in any particular person. Theories include problems with the immune system and an oversensitive large colon. Watch this. Heartburn no more. TM. Obviously, if you want the right treatment, you need to get the most accurate diagnosis. You probably will be working with a gastroenterologist to untangle your symptoms and what they mean. Physicians should evaluate patients with the appropriate tests so that they can more efficiently address treatment, says Gerson. For example, if a patient does not have Gerton testing, then the acid-reducing therapy can be stopped and other medications that can treat both upper and lower symptoms can be utilized. Answer by John Scott. A significant number of people who have acid reflux disease also claim to suffer from frequent IBS or irritable bowel symptoms. But is this coincidence or connection? The answer is there does appear to be a connection. There is at least one affiliation between acid reflux and diarrhea, and there could be more. The first of the two connections is a natural one. This could possibly mean that both acid reflux and diarrhea are symptoms of a larger root problem. In this case, the problem is digestion. Medical sources note that acid reflux disease can occur when the intestinal and lower stomach muscles involuntarily relax. This, also, can lead to irritable bowel syndrome, IBS, and diarrhea. The other link between acid reflux and diarrhea is not naturally occurring, but rather drug-related. Several current studies show that drugs taken to alleviate acid reflux are actually helping to cause diarrhea. There are 2 basic categories for acid reflux medical treatment: protein pump inhibitors, PPIs, and H2 blockers. Some common brand name versions of these drugs you may recognize are Prilosec and Nexium for PPIs, and Zantac and Pepcid for H2 blockers. Diarrhea has been found to be a side effect of taking both of these drug categories. Proven methods for tackling acid reflux, heartburn and GERD head-on, and discover more about acid reflux and diarrhea.